Honolulu prosecutors plan to take federal agent Christopher Deedy back to trial for the third time for the death of 23-year-old Colin Elderts. The Hawaii Supreme Court ruled against Deedy's claim that putting him on trial again would constitute double jeopardy. We were the first to tell you about this through a push alert. Deedy shot and killed Elderts in 2011 at a McDonald's in Waikiki. In August of 2013, jurors could not agree on a murder verdict, so it ended in a mistrial. A year later, jurors found Deedy not guilty of murder, but could not agree on the lesser charges. Manola Morales follows up with reaction from the Elderts family. Manola?
Joe, Janelle Elderts, Colin's mother, tells me that the family is hopeful they will finally get some justice. And the only way that happens is if Deedy is sent to prison. Christopher Deedy was assigned to provide security during the APEC conference held in Waikiki in 2011. During both trials, he admitted that he shot Elderts, but he did so in self-defense. Prosecutors showed surveillance video from the McDonald's with the two men arguing before wrestling each other to the ground and Deedy firing multiple shots. Elderts' mother is hoping that a third jury will see that Deedy deserves to be convicted.
All we're looking for is justice. I mean, he did come into a McDonald's with a loaded gun, drunk, and kill Colin. And, you know, we just want to see justice, and we want to see the man in prison.
Deedy testified that he had a few drinks that night, but he wasn't drunk. The Elderts family had criticized the prosecutor's office for only giving jurors in the first trial the option to rule on a murder verdict and not the lesser charges.
I'm hoping that maybe lessons learned from the past, they may this time take care of him, do their job, and get him for the manslaughter charge that we asked for from the very get-go.
Deedy's attorney tells us he will file a motion with the federal court and say that putting Deedy on trial one more time is double jeopardy. He adds even the prosecutors and the judge had said in the past that there was no evidence for manslaughter.
We believe that what's happening here is wrong. You can't just continue to try somebody over and over and over again. You can't pursue charges that you've said in the past you don't believe apply. And we're hopeful that the federal courts will see it that way as well.
You always pursue it differently because it's the charge you're focusing on is manslaughter. And the charge that we had focused on the previous charge was the murder case. So there will be different evidence, yes.
A murder conviction needs the intent to kill. For manslaughter, the burden is proving that the defendant acted recklessly. Kaneshiro would not elaborate on what new evidence there will be and how the case will be pursued differently. He says Deputy Prosecutor Janice Futa, who tried the first two cases, will try this one also. The Elderts family tells me a conviction will finally help them move on.
Right now, we're just on a hold pattern. You know, our lives are on hold, and we're waiting for this to be ended and justice to be served, and we'll never forget.
We checked with the State Department, and a spokesman says Deedy is still working there in the East Coast, but it's not clear in what capacity. His attorney tells us that Deedy is disappointed by the ruling. Joe.